Hello, welcome to another episode of Looking Good with Nate. Today we are doing a movie from a studio that I really have grown a lot of love for, A24. They made Lady Bird. Oh, and of course I'm not going to remember any of the other ones at this point. Yeah, no, I'm not. Maybe I might look some up at the end. Well, no, I'll look some up now. I'll look some up now. All right. Oh, and of course, is really. Okay, there we go. Yeah. A24, Ex Machina, Locke. Oh my god, my favorite Tom Hardy movie. This movie is, from what I can tell from the thumbnail, is in black and white. It has Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in it. I remember hearing something about this movie, like when it was in production or when it got greenlit or something. It's about these two lighthouse operators back probably like over 100 years ago who are, or maybe not 100, well, close to 100 years ago, who, are in this lighthouse. I can't remember if it's a thriller or if it's a horror movie, but let's find out. Why am I speculating?
Tell me, what's a timberman want with being a wiki?
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new.
On the run.
The Witch. I didn't see that movie. That's also an A24 movie.
Secrets, are you?
No, sir.
Why don't you spill your beans?
Sea shanties.
Your beans. Why don't you spill your beans?
Oh.
How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.
Oh. That looks really good. I mean, it's just like what A24 brings. They just bring tremendous acting performances with interesting stories. I mean, from what I can tell, it seems like this is a story about two lighthouse operators that going a little insane from isolation, only seeing the same person every day, having to, they have a shelter, and I assume they have fire, but they probably have plenty of fish, but they have to get the fish. They have to probably forage a little bit for their food. So it's not like this is an easy living environment. And this looks good. I love Willem Dafoe. I still haven't seen the Florida Project yet, which for the most part I've heard is very good. I've also heard some negative reviews considering it, and I mean, I'm excited to watch this movie with Robert Pattinson through the lens of him being the new Batman. But this looks good. That was a freaking, like, I don't know if that's an actual octopus that's around their neck or if it's just a hallucination. In that one clip with Robert Pattinson, he seems like it seems like it's part of that same scene where him and Willem Dafoe are fighting. The window gets brushed, but again, you don't know how much of this is real and how much of this is them hallucinating. This looks awesome. I'm pretty excited for this. Yeah, this looked good. This looked really good, and the black and white was good. I don't think I've actually seen a whole lot of black and white movies. I've seen my fair amount of The Twilight Zone and the Three Stooges, but I don't think I've ever sat down. Well, I'm thinking back to like martial arts movies I've seen, but I don't think any of them were in black and white either. I think that was like the Technicolor. Yeah, no, but this looks good. I didn't see that movie, The Artist, that came out in like 2008. Of course, that was a silent film as well, but I heard that was super overrated. And also, I mean, I'm totally open to black and white movies, but silent movies not so much, unless it's like maybe comedy. Because I mean, I am Abbott and Costello, and oh, and then there is one. Well, no, but that's not silent. I was thinking about Here's Looking at You, Kid. What's the name of that movie? I can't remember right now, but that's okay. This looks awesome. This is my trailer reaction for A24's The Lighthouse, featuring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. It will probably just be those two actors too, which is all. Might be like a few. Might be. It looked like there's a freaking mermaid in it. I mean, maybe just a woman underwater, a siren. Probably a hallucination. But so there might be a few other actors on the bill. But it looks like it's just going to be them, which is also super cool, because you're just going to get a whole lot of dialogue and them, having to live these characters for the entire movie. Whereas, with movies with a whole bunch of cast, like, you don't really, I mean, I was just watching or listening to a podcast, and they were talking about Star Wars and how in, like, a lot of throughout Star Wars, you don't get a whole lot of meaty, juicy dialogue scenes. You get a lot of exposition scenes, but even a lot of those can accomplish what I'm trying to talk about, but a lot of them don't even accomplish but it's hard when you're talking about like midichlorians and Star Destroyers and stuff. Like, it's hard to ground it and make it feel real even through your acting. Not this, like, I'm a fan of Star Wars, but it's just you don't get opportunities like these two actors are going to get in this movie. Or even like Lady Bird. Lady Bird was an amazing movie. Greta Gerwig, even though she's only made one movie, popped to the top of my list for one of my favorite directors. I believe she's directing the new Little Women movie, which I will be. I don't think I've ever seen a Little Women movie. Never read the book, but I'm going to be watching that movie because she directed Lady Bird. But yeah, this looks so good. It looks dark. It looks like it's going to be diving into the psyches of two men that are, living, their life is leading or rather their profession is leading their life. Maybe they never even wanted to come to this lighthouse to live this life. Maybe they somehow got shanghaied into it or talked into it. Maybe like there are a lot of like fishermen that, they're just doing it to get the money and it's risking their lives. Not that this is necessarily risking their lives. I mean, a little bit, but like risking their sanity, because it's just two people in this lighthouse. They can't leave. Maybe they even lose a ship. I mean, they're drinking a lot. Maybe the ship comes in and they're not operating the lighthouse, and and a whole ship dies. There's just a lot of and then that would really weigh on a person, and maybe they don't seem to have the best tools to work through that kind of trauma. I mean, this just looks really good. And I mean, yeah, you can't even really, like, there's so many movies with these like name actors where they just look like themselves, but in these, like, they've dove into their characters. Like, you don't, like in Aquaman, for example, with Willem Dafoe, that whole movie, I'm looking at him like this is just Willem Dafoe underwater, but this is like you can barely even recognize them, and it's amazing. This looks really good. So thank you for watching. This is my trailer reaction to The Lighthouse by A24. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share the video. And check out the podcast and audio series on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher. Check out the Facebook page, Looking Good W/Nate. Check out the Instagram page, Looking Good W Nate. Check out the Twitter page, LGW/Nate. And yeah, thank you for watching. Super pumped for this movie. Let me know what you thought.